Imagine buying a brand new smartphone, but instead of slipping it into your pocket, you physically climb inside it, buckle up, and drive it down the highway at 150 miles an hour.
Right. I mean, it sounds totally sci-fi.
It really does. But today's deep dive is exploring exactly that reality. We're looking at the Chinese tech giant Xiaomi and their massive leap into the electric vehicle market.
Yeah, and we've got a great stag of sources today, ranging from academic papers to industrial case studies and even some executive profiles.
Exactly. Our mission today is to explore how a smartphone maker is completely redefining the modern automobile. We'll be walking through these insights simply and clearly. So, okay, let's unpack this.
Sounds good. So to really understand this vehicle, we first have to look at Xiaomi's founder, Lei Jun.
Right, the guy who built a massive empire on consumer electronics.
Yeah, and he's called this EV venture his last great entrepreneurial project, and he's backing that up with a $10 billion investment.
Which is just wild to think about. Coming from a smartphone background, it seems like a huge leap to just pivot to cars. Like you can't just stick a battery on a chassis and call it a day.
No, you really can't. And I think that's the brilliance of their Human X, Car X home strategy. They are building what the industry calls a software-defined vehicle.
Okay, for those who might not know, break that down for us.
Well, in a traditional car, the hardware dictates what the car can do.
Right, like the engine size or the physical suspension.
Exactly. But in a software-defined vehicle, the software is actually the boss. The car runs natively on Xiaomi's HyperOS, making the vehicle just another connected node in their existing ecosystem.
An ecosystem of over 624 million smart devices, which is just staggering.
It really is.
So it's less like traditional driving and more like buying a giant 800 horsepower smartphone case that you just sit inside.
That is a perfect analogy.
Because the wheels and engine are just hardware peripherals now, much like a smart thermostat in your house. The ultra-wideband sensorless unlocking from our sources is a perfect example of this.
Oh, absolutely.
Since ultra-wideband uses very high-frequency radio waves for precise spatial awareness, the car knows exactly where your phone is, down to the centimeter, so it unlocks seamlessly as you approach.
Right, and then as you drive away, the car talks to your smart home to automatically turn off your lights and set the alarm to an away mode.
It's crazy.
It creates a completely fluid experience for you as the user.
Yeah.
But, while scaling software is usually just a matter of spinning up servers, mass-producing a physical machine weighing thousands of pounds is a completely different beast.
Yeah, and that is my biggest hang-up with this whole story. Writing code is one thing, but bending steel is another entirely. How on earth are they manufacturing at this kind of scale?
Well, they built what they call a dark factory in Beijing E-Town.
A dark factory.
Yeah, it relies on extreme automation. We are talking over 700 robots operating around the clock. But the real secret weapon, though, is their 9,100-ton die casting technology.
Wait, 9,100 tons. What does that actually mean in practice?
It's an engineering process, often called gigacasting. Instead of taking hundreds of small individual pieces of stamped metal and having robots slowly weld them all together, they inject molten metal into a single massive mold.
Oh, wow. So they cast huge chunks of the car's frame in one single step.
Exactly. It eliminates dozens of parts, drastically sheds vehicle weight, and speeds up production so much that they are pushing out a brand new EV every 76 seconds.
Every 76 seconds. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. If they're building cars that fast, are they just buying off-the-shelf parts from established auto suppliers and snapping them together?
Because that would feel more like assembling Legos than real automotive engineering.
Right. Are they actually engineering this stuff?
You'd think it's off the shelf, but they actually went with deep vertical integration, meaning they engineered the critical components themselves. Take their proprietary V8's electric motor, for example. It hits 27,200 revolutions per minute.
That is incredibly fast. Why does that specific RPM matter so much, though?
Because the faster a motor spins, the smaller and lighter it can be while producing the exact same amount of power.
Right, but spinning that fast has to create extreme physical stress and intense heat, right? Like forces that want to literally tear the motor apart.
Oh, for sure. Achieving over 27,000 RPM requires incredibly advanced material engineering just to hold the rotor together.
That's intense.
And they paired that with an 800-volt high-voltage platform, meaning you can push massive amounts of energy into the battery safely without it overheating, which is how it recovers 350 kilometers of range in just 15 minutes of charging.
Those are serious high-end specs. They aren't trying to make a budget commuter car here. They are aiming straight at Elon Musk and Tesla.
Oh, it is a very deliberate rivalry. Lei Jun actually visited Tesla back in 2013 as a fan just to study their model.
Wait, really?
Yeah, and later on, Xiaomi bought Tesla Model Y specifically to tear them apart and reverse engineer them in their labs.
Wow. I guess that's one way to learn from the competition.
Seriously. And today, Jun has openly stated that Tesla is strong, but not invincible.
Throwing down the gauntlet.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is that the respect is mutual. Musk recently admitted that Chinese automakers are his smartest, hardest working competitors.
It really feels like we're watching a major shift where Eastern tech giants aren't just following Western car companies anymore, they're going toe-to-toe with them.
Definitely. It is a completely new era for the industry.
So what does this all mean? For you, the listener, it suggests that your next vehicle purchase is going to be fundamentally different.
Right. You aren't just choosing a brand based on horsepower or leather seats.
Exactly. You are going to be choosing which digital ecosystem you want to live inside while you commute.
The lines between your digital life and your physical commute are completely vanishing.
Which leaves us with a pretty compelling question to think about. If our cars are going to seamlessly sync with our smart appliances, our daily schedules, and the phones in our pockets, mapping out every location and habit in a massive human X car X home network, where exactly does digital privacy exist in that reality?
Yeah, that is a huge thing to consider as these vehicles hit the roads.
It really is. Well, we want to extend a very warm thank you to you for joining us on today's deep dive.
Yes, thank you so much for listening.
We appreciate you taking the time to learn with us, and we'll see you next time.